popping up.
Like which ones?
Well, one that really stands out in the source material is Vishwa Health Tourism LLP. They're based in Ahmedabad, India. Their inclusion is highlighted specifically. They're described as a pioneering facilitator of medical trade partnerships between Africa and India. So they focus on healthcare services, pharmaceuticals, medical product supply chain.
Welcome to the deep dive. All right, today we're really digging into something, well, potentially huge. This idea of a new central point, a nexus maybe, for global trade and investment. Imagine one spot on the map where, the future of commerce could really come together. The big question is Dubai positioning itself to be that exact spot? So our mission today is to unpack this upcoming Africa-UAE and Asia Center business office opening. It's slated for June 2025, so it's coming up. We want to explore who's actually building it, who's getting involved, and what this convergence of continents and industries really means for all of us.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, I think, is that this isn't just, another trade fair or something simple. The whole design seems aimed at positioning Dubai as this critical intersection point, a strategic bridge, really, connecting very diverse economies. And its stated purpose, you mentioned it, global trade, investment promotion, creating this major economic and business hub. It points to something bigger. It feels like it's about strategically knitting together markets that maybe operated more separately before, creating a more direct path for growth.
That is a powerful vision.
Okay.
So who are the architects? Who's making this ambitious thing happen? Our sources are pointing to some pretty interesting key players. We're seeing HARYAM Trading LLC and KIBILY Investment LLC. Those sound like significant financial entities, but then it expands pretty quickly, right, to include the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Guinea-Bissau, the China Chamber of Commerce UAE, and also KMB Capital Holding China.
Exactly. And if you look at the backgrounds of these organizers, the geography and the finance, it immediately tells you something. It signals this really broad reach, this strategic intent. You've got strong players from the UAE, Oman, West Africa, and China involved right from the start. It's not just one region pushing this. It feels like a multi-continental effort designed to bridge economies that were maybe a bit fragmented. That feels like the potential game changer here.
And it goes even further, doesn't it? When you look at who's backing them, these regional bodies, the sources mentioned strong support from CEDEAO, that's the Economic Community of West African States, and UEMOA, the West African Economic and Monetary Union. Plus, CPLP, the Community of Portuguese Language Countries. These aren't small names. These groups represent, hundreds of millions of people. Outlines that pan-continental ambition you mentioned. Right. So with that kind of vision and these powerful organizers, you have to ask, who's actually signing up? Who's putting skin in the game? Let's pull back the curtain a bit on the companies and organizations involved. What really jumped out at me from the sources was just the sheer variety. Different sectors, different countries. It's not just the usual big finance names, is it?
No, not at all. It's definitely not just a few dominant players controlling everything. Sure, you have major financial institutions like HARYAM Trading from the UAE. They're listed as investors, commodities, finance. KIBILY Investment from Oman is acting as a financier, guarantor, and investment fund. That's significant. And Africa United Chamber Solent from South Africa, focusing on finance and banking solutions there. But like you said, it stretches way beyond just initiatives, which is what makes it so interesting. You got companies like Gem Group and Great Group, both from Vietnam, and they're deep into cutting-edge stuff, digital banking, crypto, blockchain, basically rubbing shoulders with, traditional resource companies. You also have NGOC Thailand Group, also Vietnam, big in the gold business investments. Then the resource and industry giants like MPR Group operating across DRC, Zambia, and Dubai. They're in copper cathodic minerals. And look, AHNEU Money RU is listed representing the Dangote Group from Nigeria. That's a massive African conglomerate. Their focus is investment, funds, finance, and the African presence is really broad too. Chambers of Commerce from Mali, Guinea-Bissau. A Tanzania group member involved in, everything from agriculture and finance to digital banking and construction. It's quite the list. And crucially, the China Chamber of Commerce, UAE, is right there, a key Asian player, listed as an investor and business participant. And it's not just these core sectors either. You see specialized areas popping up.
Like which ones?
Well, one that really stands out in the source material is Vishwa Health Tourism LLP. They're based in Ahmedabad, India. Their inclusion is highlighted specifically. They're described as a pioneering facilitator of medical trade partnerships between Africa and India. So they focus on healthcare services, pharmaceuticals, medical product supply chains. The fact that they're a key highlight suggests this is a really important growth area for the hub. It shows it's not just about raw materials or finance, but also these high-value critical services. They even mention a sister company, East Bay Trading LLP, that focuses just on pharmaceutical trading, so real specialization.
Okay, so you've got effectively the old world of commodities and minerals, meeting the, I guess, the bleeding edge of digital finance and crypto, and then meeting critical human services like healthcare and pharmaceuticals, all under one roof, potentially. That really does underline your point. This isn't just about big finance or one specific industry. It's this wide mix of goods, services, strategic investments, all seemingly designed to boost broad economic growth. But I wonder, does having such a broad tent, from gold to crypto to pharma, does that risk diluting the focus? Or does it actually amplify the hub's strength by pulling in so many different interests, so many different cultures?
That's a great question. And stepping back, looking at the bigger picture, this Dubai hub, it really seems to be about strategically uniting markets and driving growth. That's the language used in the sources. Driving growth across multiple continents. It's ambitious, and it does raise an important question, doesn't it?
It does. And maybe that's the question for you, the listener, to